आप देख रहे हैं डीडी नेशनल, देश का पहला चैनल, देश का अपना चैनल।
As you know, Elevate is itself an innovation. Young Indians would like to take their companies to the global platform.
I see a limitation in terms of growth.
So we are ready to dilute it 20%.
Would be interested.
It's about 32 crore.
Not at this valuation, but definitely will be interested.
It feels worthwhile the journey that I made from Hyderabad. So thank you.
Let's give it up for Sharad once again. We've been waiting to bring this episode to you. Welcome to the second episode of Elevate. This pitch is going to be exciting. It's time for Mr. Rishabh Vasa from Agrahya Technologies.
Hi, my name is Rishabh Vasa. I am from Mumbai, India, born and brought up in Kolhapur, small town in Maharashtra. We started Agrahya Technologies with a passion to build products and solutions for Indian market, and which will be useful for billions of people. And I'm delighted to be part of Elevate.
We are a voice-enabled agency, or we build conversational AI solutions for brands and enterprises. Why voice now? So now we know, if we see the history of men using computers, we started with mainframes, which were like very large machines. Only few people have privilege to use it. Then came the GUI and the mouse, and that's where the highest adoption of computer and technology happened, because now you can interact with the system. And then in 2007 was the time when the smartphone were discovered, and that was the time when we actually touched software, and that happened the mass adoption of technology again. More than 4 billion people use smartphones nowadays in the world, and now we are in another revolution of technology. That's where the human and the machine interaction can happen through the voice commands, or the conversation, and that is the fantastic time right now. And we see voice as a very natural way of communication with the machines, and it also helps you transcend the language barrier. If you don't understand English or whatever language you are comfortable, you can converse with the machine and get your work done. And now if you see the mass adoption is already happening, you can see the voice bots are available in your car, in your smartphones, in your machines, on your TV and other, right? So that's what the space we are looking for right now. We all know about ChatGPT. It's a buzz the world now. Earlier, it was supposed to be a 17 billion market, overall chatbot market, but now it is expected to grow at 34%, and we're expecting to reach out to our 100 billion market by 2026. And that has given significant scope and opportunities for startup companies like us to build the solutions for everyone on the top of this. So what does our product look like? So we are an ERP of conversational commerce. That means we are Salesforce equivalent for end-to-end management of your conversational system or the AI that you want to integrate in your existing systems. So for example, if you have your customer data and you want to interact with them, you can use our platform and publish your chatbots on traditional text-based chatbot, which are WhatsApp, Messenger, or you can also enable it on the existing voice bot platforms like Amazon Alexa or Google Assistant as well. So this platform integrates with the existing chatbot as well. Apart from that, you can automate a lot of your conversational and IVR solutions. So it also works with a lot of existing contact center solutions. Like for example, Google has this contact center AI solution. So it also works on those platforms. So you can integrate with that. So the customer will have a seamless integration from one platform to all the other endpoints from where your consumers or end consumer will be interacting with you. And also it will give you an analytical dashboard, a single dashboard, which will give you an insights of how people are using your technology and lot more in terms of the services that you provide. This is like a typical architecture that how it works basically. So if you see, the consumer can be anywhere. It can be using any existing systems which are available, or existing interaction mode, I would say. It can be on Messenger, it can be on voice bots, or even they can call on your customer or the call centers. Our system will take care of all the incoming requests that are coming through different endpoints, and then handle it, process it, and then pass it on to your backend database. It can be also as easy it is to connect to your existing call centers or processing and giving the right information to the user or integrating with any existing systems or your existing ERPs and so on. And also give you a lot of analytics and the data that you need to acquire customers. So about the company, we are a team of 36 people based in Mumbai. I am one of the co-founder. Along with me, there are two co-founders. One is Sriraman, who comes with a vast background of marketing and MarTech. And there's another founder, which is Upal Shah. We are also part of MMA and IBN, also listed as top MSME in India by Economic Times. So what we have done so far, these are some of the use cases that we have built on our platform. We built India's first connected car with Honda, the new Honda City that you use in India. That comes with a lot of this 27 odd voice command interactions that you can do. You can start your car, you can turn your engine to get your fuel status and so on. So that is operated through our platform. We build celebrity experience. We recorded content in Shah Rukh Khan's voice and put it on voice bots, and then you can have the consumer experience when you feel like you're interacting with Shah Rukh Khan. That sense, we built other solutions like Antakshari for Ghana.com and then Phone Genie, which became the #1 productivity skill on Alexa. We also won the Agency of the Year twice. One of the use cases that we have built for Tata consumers in US, where they have brands like Good Earth, 8 o'clock coffee, or Tetley, where you can order any of their products to any endpoints that we showed, like the chatbot, and then it works, talk to their existing ERP, and the fulfillment happens to that. So, and they get a lot of analytics in that sense. Connected car is our USP. We are working with 4 major automobile OEMs in India, including Honda and others, Maruti, Hyundai, and Kia. And they are using our platform to have the connected car experience for their customers. Yeah, this is the model, typical business model. We have initial implementation cost plus the AR SaaS platform, so monthly subscription, that's what they pay.
It's time right now for a short break on Elevate. We'll be right back.
Dad, see what I've made!
Wow, that looks like our new home, huh?
It's as simple as this to make your dream home come true with Bank of Baroda. Easy home loans in UAE and India with simple procedures, quick approvals and low interest rates.
Dad, let's go for a drive in a new car!
Let's go!
Drive your dream car with Bank of Baroda. Speedy car loans at low interest rates. Imagine it and it can be yours. Bank of Baroda, India's international bank.
Upstocks. We are India's largest broker, loved and trusted by over 1 crore customers. Our powerful platform simplified many things for traders and investors. From learning, analyzing, researching to stock picking. Our customers can do it all.
Welcome back to the grilling sessions. Welcome back to the pitches. This is Elevate.
I'm Gaurav from CDBC Innovation Fund, AFC. So I've gone through your product in detail. It's really interesting. So have you patented the technology?
We haven't patented the technology as such because the core module that we have built is a proprietary, but yes, we haven't patented as such because code is something that can be copyrighted in that sense. The logic is what I showed, it cannot be copyrighted because we are also integrating with existing platforms which are available in the market like Alexa or even the chatbot. So that we haven't done any in terms of the copywriting, patenting, we haven't gone for that routine.
What is the monthly burn versus revenue?
So our monthly burn is right now we are burning 40 lakh. That's the burn that we have. Our revenue last year was 4.4 CR. Last quarter we became profitable of the last year. This year, for this first quarter, we have closed business worth 2 CR.
Okay, and the last question is the mix of the liability that you carry, because once you mentioned that obviously the software you're providing for the cars, So in case something goes wrong with voice command, because ultimately is a human resource who's driving those cars.
Yes.
So who owns the liability?
So as a primarily, it's a liability of the OEM or the brand, because for consumer, they are using the technology. Let's say, for example, in terms of Honda, it's the consumer will care about what the brand is providing to them. They don't worry about who is the service provider for that service. But that's the joint effort that we and the OEMs put together to build a strong system that nothing goes wrong. And so far, this has been like 2.5 years now, and we are working with 4 OEMs. Nothing so far has gone wrong.
No, but on the documentation front, right? What is the percentage of liability in case something goes bad, right?
It's mostly the liability of the OEM, because we are building the product, and again, everything is hosted on their infrastructure.
But is it inculcated in your agreement with OEMs?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we are a service provider, right? So if something goes wrong, it is their infrastructure. They are using our platform. Platform, if something goes wrong with the platform, then it's a liability, but which is very unlikely because most of the data is relying on their systems. So it's unlikely that something happens. If something happens, it's mostly the OEMs.
And the last question comes to the very basic of the valuations, right? I see is almost 40x of the revenue that you are generating, right? You're asking for on the valuation front, right?
100 CR, yes.
Yeah. So for us from the fund side, the proposition seems interesting. For valuation,
we are open for
we like
discussion.
to give maximum 10 to 12 times of ARR.
Okay. We are open for negotiation and discussion.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Hi, good evening. My name is Dharmendra Savlani from Savvy Impex. I want to understand how do you look at scaling up this business and how is your competition at the moment? Who are your competitors? How do you fare in front of them or compare with them?
Yes.
And how do you see your scale-up possibility? Because if you have such valuations, you better have some growth plan in place.
Yes. So so as to answer your first question, the competition, there are different competitors, but they are only operating in particular verticals. For example, there are India, there is a Haptic, which is owned by Jio, but that is only into text-based chatbots like the Messenger and the WhatsApp. They are not into voice-based chatbots. Also, their integration is more of a service-oriented, and they are only giving a piece of their system which they have built, and their core selling proposition is NLP. That our system can interpret any NLP that or any speech that, like for example, I speak something, the system will understand. Wherein we are using existing NLP which is available like Alexa and Google Assistant. So we are not re-innovating the entire wheel to build our own NLP system, because that is going to take a lot of investments and efforts. And there are existing players already in market. So that way we have competition which are majorly into text-based bot markets. There are multiple companies who are doing from global to Indian companies as well. But all are focusing mostly either on the WhatsApp bot or the Messenger bot. That's it. Yeah.
Secondly, how would you deploy the funds that you're raising? If you could go back to the slide and show us what's the amount of money that you want to raise?
Yes. So major deployment right now we are still looking for is to build our platform and make it more of do it yourself kind of thing, where we want to automate a lot of other services that we build. Because right now, in case of automobile, we have done it to an extent because we work with multiple OEMs. So our system has now evolved so that if the new OEMs comes, efforts will be very minimum, maybe 20% of what we put for the first brand. But the same way we want to go with the use case of e-commerce. That's something we did with Tata Consumers and Rickard Benson in US. And we want to take that, again, evolve that model for that particular industry. And then next is BFSI is what we are looking for, where we, again, build that model. And the first time, the cost will be a little high because we have to build it considering. But once we get into that industry, the same service or the product can be replicated with minimum changes to fit to any brand or a company in that particular sector.
But don't you think you should be focusing more on your growth with your existing product line?
Yes.
And tapping into that industry before you try to diversify and spend a lot more on scaling up again?
Yes, agree. So we are focusing on automobile as our main go-to one, because so in India, we have worked with most OEMs right now. So we are now looking for other markets and trying to reach out to those OEMs as well, where we can take this. Also, we are language agnostic. So, for example, if the platform like Alexa in that sense supports 10 languages, so our system can also work in those 10 languages. So that way we are looking for European market as well, because 5 languages of Europe are being supported through the Alexa. So yes, expansion is something that we are definitely looking for, but we also want to get into other markets which are opening up. So that's the whole idea.
That's all the time we have, Rishabh. Thank you very much. The pitches get more and more interesting as we go along. This is Elevate. It's time for a short break.
Upstocks. We are India's largest broker, loved and trusted by over 1 crore customers. Our powerful platform simplified many things for traders and investors. From learning, analyzing, researching to stock picking. Our customers can do it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our next presenter, Mr. Krishna Challa from Atom State.
Hi, I'm Krishna from Atom State. I'm its co-founder and CTO. I'm an engineer by profession. An engineer is an engineer solving deep core issues, and data is our passion, and we see there is a lot of problem with data and how it's addressed. So that's what we are trying to address, bring it to a proper structure and make it more enriched with AI.
So if you tap into any organization right now, anywhere in this world, everyone is a data-driven organization or has the aim of becoming one. So in such cases, it is really critical to have the complete profile of your customers, what relationship and value they bring to your table. However, implementing this in real time is a huge challenging task because it is projected that data is bound to rise day on day, the volume of data. So the customers or the organizations will be hit or flooded with gigabytes, hundreds of gigabytes of data, if not terabytes of data. So how will they manage that kind of data, and how will their infrastructure support that kind of data volumes? So that's a major challenge, because until unless you get this right, the product management teams won't be able to roll out fiscally prudent features that is beneficial for the organizations and as well as the consumers. So that's where we come into the picture, where we say we deploy a platform in their environment, so where the data also stays within their environment. So we deploy as a data plane architecture. So we integrate with all the relevant data sources, like let's say their CRM systems, their ERP systems, their mobile applications, web application, and all their assets, relevant assets. So whenever some customer activity trigger happens, that activity gets rolled on to our platform, where it goes through the steps configured in the data transformation pipelines. And by the way, this is a codeless pipeline. You need not invent in costly open source systems or even more costlier proprietary systems. Everything is codeless, so you just need to mention what kind of transformations you want to apply, so the data will be flowing through the transformations. So you can create multiple pipelines with, of course, role-based access controls. And at the end, you can enrich the data using AI. Let's say you want to enforce reinforcements based on the probability. If something happens, then apply this or apply that. Or even, let's say you want to understand the sentiment of the data that's coming in. So we support multiple AI models of the block. So the power that we are giving you is, you get a truly 360-degree profile of your customers and understand CLTV, churn ratio, the stickiness, and all such things, so that you can segment and hyper-personalize the message that is reaching out to them. So that is the value that is the value add we are bringing to our organizations or our customers. So this is our business model. We have 4 layers to our business model. The most popular one being large. So we are working with 3 organizations. One is an NBFC, one is an insurance giant from Singapore, and the other one is a startup. So we have a healthy mix of startup and as well as enterprises. And as far as enterprises are concerned, their needs are unique. So we offer microscopic personalization to support their needs so that it's not replicated elsewhere. And by the way, we are a pre-revenue startup. We started in 2020. From then on, we have been investing in our R&D. So now we have advanced stages of proof of validation running with a user base of 22,000 users, and we have projected revenue, that one. And these are competitors. So the beauty of our platform is you can take the data from applications to the data warehouses after transformations, or if you have data lying in your warehouses, you can take that back to the applications. So it's called reverse ETL. So we combine that, and AI is the solid glue that combines that and creates a unique holistic picture per customer of your platform. So you can go to that level of detail and optimize the features that are already there for your platforms, and also plan out what features will bring out more revenue that is lying in your backlog. And this is a GTM. So these are the 3 target markets, and we are only targeting enterprises, nothing less than that. And these are our channels. So we have co-founders who have cumulative experience of around 50 to 60 years in sales management, business development, and as well as revenue management and so on. So we are tapping the network, and we have partnership with CIS Center of Excellence, NASCOM Corporate Connect, and since we are incubated in T-Hub, so they take us to their customers. So our marketing cost is negligible. That's what I can say. And we want to deploy our funds in these areas, mainly on product development, enhancement, and doubling down on the AI capabilities that our system has.
The excitement and the pitching will continue right after this break.
कहाँ जा रहे हैं हम?
आपका बेटा बड़ा हो गया पापा, और अब हमारा घर भी।
Get quick and easy home loans from Bank of Baroda for your dream home.
Upstocks. We are India's largest broker, loved and trusted by over 1 crore customers. Our powerful platform simplified many things for traders and investors. From learning, analyzing, researching to stock picking. Our customers can do it all.
Hi, this is Naresh. I'm representing, along with Ravi, TurboStart Accelerator Fund. So my question is, what models on AI, machine learning and all, you're contemplating to run, and would you patent that as a technology?
So the stuff that we deal with is mostly unstructured data. 90% of the data lies in unstructured format. So we support call center recordings, we extract from that. We even support handwritings, extracting value from characters from handwritings. So we train our models on various kinds of handwritings, then documents, then data coming in from API responses, and so on. Even structured data lying in your databases as well. So we combine that all together. We offer a model, but the data will be yours. And if we also provide the opportunity to fine-tune the model based on your data. So we don't touch your data. We provide the generational model, but data will be yours, not general, foundational model. So we have reinforcement models, we have sentiment models, we have prediction models, we have even the churn models to detect what is the stickiness ratio and what is the probability that the customer won't jump to other platform. So that's the important thing.
My second question is on your platform. What is your compatibility with the regulations on the data side, like GDPR and all? Are they applicable?
Yeah, so that's one of the things that we require the fund for. So that's one of the deployments that we are going to do, where we are going to apply for ISO and as well as SOC 1, SOC 2 certifications, apart from GDPR, yes.
All right, thank you.
I'm Karthik from SciComp.
Hi, sir.
My question is, this seems to be a B2B.
Yeah, it's purely B2B.
It's purely B2B.
Enterprise B2B.
Absolutely. So which means it's going to be quite resource heavy at the end of the day. At the end of the day, for you to write those models, expose those models in your data mart, and so on and so forth. So how are you scaling up your resources back home?
Yeah, so we have this control plane, data plane architecture running completely in Kubernetes environment. So it was a conscious decision not to go for serverless and as well as traditional servers. We are in Kubernetes where we scale up the containers based on the traffic that's being ingested by the platform. So that way it's scalable. Even if some service goes down, it automatically spins up other service, so the disaster recovery is always there. So there is no downtime, because at a time, minimum to minimum 5 services of the same component are handling the load balance traffic. So even if one goes down, nothing would be visible to the user. So there won't be any disruption.
So you are, is it a hosted platform or you are?
We are a platform as a service. We are not SaaS model. It doesn't make sense for this platform to be a SaaS model.
Understood.
So we are a platform where the control plane lies in our, in our environment, but the data plane will be controlled.
Data plane is
lies in your environment. It can be cloud. It can be even your on-prem environment.
So you're saying so many unstructured data, if your technology changes, because unstructured data keeps changing every 2 years, there is a new version, there's new something else coming out. ChatGPT can be another source of unstructured data which will throw out. How are you coping up to those kind of changes?
So we are continuously scanning the market for any kind of unstructured data, and as far as our research goes, it mostly stays the same. The PDF documents, maybe the formatting might be different, so the model has to be adjusted. So that's why we said we offer the foundational model, but the data is yours. So we train our models with your data. So let's say even Tata AI is an insurance player and somebody is an insurance player, but their needs are completely different, even though they are in the same industry and the data structure is different. So it's like chalk and cheese.
Got it. Thanks.
Hi, Dharmendra Savlani here. My question was, you are into an enterprise business model where you're targeting customers with 1,000 plus user base. In that area, how do you think, or how do you see your competition looks like? Because it's not just 4 competitors you have named over here. Tomorrow, TCS or Infosys, likes of those, could just jump into your business or into a specific business that you are into. How would you compete with them? How would you develop your credibility? Because the enterprise definitely needs to trust your product, your company for your longevity, to rely on your platform.
Trust me, I'm not sounding disparaging at best, but they can't compete, because they at best can partner with us. We are already speaking to an IT services company where they will be taking our product. It's like a partnership agreement where they will be the resellers and as well as implementers of our product. I can't name it, but it's a US-based MNC IT services major. So we'll be taking our product to their customers to address this kind of market needs.
And to stay relevant, you will definitely, like the gentleman said, you'll have to continuously keep scaling up your operations over there, keep updating your software.
Yes. So
that requires, when he said resource heavy, he meant it literally requires a lot of money to keep up to date.
Yes. We have solidly invested in research. That's our primary focus. So we will be continuously doubling down on the research part and as well as the development part, because we want to be the best in the market. So that's why we compare. We bring the uniqueness when we compare to the main 5 to 6 players that are in the market already.
Fair enough. Thank you.
That was a lot of grilling, and it is extremely tough to stand there and present and then answer all of these questions all by yourself. Well done. Kudos to you, Krishna. There's more pitches and more questions and even some offers coming your way on episode 3 of Elevate.
So I'm a little confused. What are you? An advisory app or an NBFC? We are a personal finance management app.
How come you can compete in this industry which is highly competitive, funds driven, and large mammoth players are finding it difficult? The end result will cause damage to the investors.
Let's talk straight. What are you going to do with that 16 crore rupees? I need a breakdown.